Hey y'all, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are finally tackling something I think a lot of you are going to be excited to see, and that is finally starting my Stray inspired Animal Crossing island. Now, I technically started this several months ago and then just kind of abandoned it and never came back to it. I'm really weird sometimes on Animal Crossing, like I'll be inspired to do an island and then like 3 seconds later I get sidetracked and I decide to do a different Animal Crossing island. But I have been promising that I would return to this island for several weeks now, and a lot of people thought I probably had deleted it already because I'm technically known for deleting islands if I just don't return to them in a few weeks. And in y'all's defense, you are absolutely right, because normally I do delete islands, especially if I'm burnt out and I just like want to move on to something new. And I've been planning to do this island for over a year. So we talked about it so many times on my channel. Then I finally made the island. Then I technically started it, flattened it, and now we are going for round 3 of trying to get this island done. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna focus on this island over the next few weeks just to get it off of my to-do list. If you're new here, I am juggling 3 different Animal Crossing islands right now, and if we could finish up one of these islands, it would definitely make my life a little bit easier. That way I can focus on some winter content as well in the coming weeks. So get ready for lots of Stray island content. Anyways, for today's video, we're not working at the island entry because honestly, island entries just really overwhelm me, and I did not want to risk losing any inspiration because I still don't know how I want my island entry to be. So instead, I am working over on the right side of the map. This is a pretty big build, so I want plenty of space for it. Now, I do want to disclaim, I do not have all the codes that I wanted to use today. I actually need to go back into the road MA code and get all the other road pieces, like the road angles and also the destroyed looking pieces, just to really abandon up the road design. So the road today will not look as abandoned, but just know I am going to be doing that off camera and getting all the codes over. I just didn't want to have to make y'all suffer through me replacing the codes and code hunting in a video, so we'll get that done off camera. Now, another thing that convinced me on doing this island is the fact that, and y'all are gonna laugh at me if you're one of my regular followers, but I have been missing the party light arch. That is one of my favorite items in this game, and this island is basically party light arch core. So I get to go crazy with them and no one can judge me for it. So that is a win for me. Now, this build today did take me several hours to do, so expect some transitions, but I went ahead and added some terraform behind the simple panels, and this build is gonna have 3 layers to it, and we're working on the 2nd level now just to give this building some height so we can really pack in all of these illuminated items. I basically want this whole entire market street to be full of illumination and neon lights to really capture that, dystopian cyberpunk vibe that Stray has. And then I'm thinking at the end of this we're gonna do like an incline, and eventually this can lead up to some apartments. Now, I do want to disclaim as we work on today's build that my island is not going to be a full-on recreation of the game. It is going to be very inspired by the atmosphere of Stray, but I really want this to be like my own version of the walled city. So I did want to put that in there. Like, I do want to capture a lot of Midtown's vibe throughout this island. I feel like if anything, my island is very inspired by Midtown of the game. But I will capture some of my favorite moments in the game, like the factory location and the slums. I really want to have those at least on my island, but as for like the layout, I'm not really following how the game looks. I'm just kind of like building and making my own version of it. But in summary, I'm really excited to do this island. I feel like it's exactly what I need right now to prepare myself for my winter Japanese island that I'm going to be doing next. Plus, it's like abandoned and trashcore, which are like my 2 favorite themes ever in this game. I've actually never done anything cyberpunk like before too, so this will be a really fun new take on some of my favorite themes. Anyways, as mentioned earlier, this build took me a long time to do, so expect some transitions, but we are still working on the 2nd level of this building. For most of the items that I'm going to be using in this building too, we're going to be focusing on stalls, medieval wall, backlit sign, electric neon sign, and the diner neon sign. I will also be using a lot of the retro transportation stop because it just really adds to that abandoned dystopian kind of vibe. And anyways, we're going to be now working on the bottom level, and I'm going to actually be turning this into like a little storefront area. I really want this island to have a ton of different market way areas, lots of alleyways, and of course storefronts. So this build is definitely going to help introduce that this island is going to have a ton of that. Now, if possible, I also want to do the sewers of Stray on my island. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that build quite yet, but I did consider using waterscape, being that obviously we can't go underground. This could at least capture the effect of the sewer locations that we get to explore in Stray. But again, this is all up in the air. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it. Like, I have all these ideas in my head, but obviously like putting it on an island is 10 times harder. But I'm confident I can pull off a lot of the ideas I want to do on this island. And of course, if there's any specific spots on the video game you would love to see incorporated on my island, let me know in the comment section below. Your feedback always helps me out, and it helps me plan out certain builds too. Anyways, I have pretty much all of the main building base done, so we're going to start working on our road transitional area, but I also need to start the left side building too. And structure wise, it's going to be pretty similar to the one we just built. Do keep in mind that the right side of this first building is still unfinished and behind it, but don't worry, we will definitely finish and fill it in on a live stream or another video. Right now, I'm just kind of working on the base of this building first. Now, this bottom area took me a second to figure out. I actually changed my mind a few times on the decor, so expect some transitions here and there, but I'm just going to be filling in with different road details and different item clutters until I find something that I really like. I'm also going to start mapping out where I want my incline transition to be. So we're going to make a nice square-like effect with terraform in this area. And then I think I'm going to put my incline off to the left side because it won't be centered with the road, and that will definitely bother me. So we're going to do an off-centered incline instead. And then I'll fill in the terraform, like hide it with simple panels and fencing, and then just blend it out with some more items. To hide the terraform, I'm doing a combination of the dark gray simple panel mixed with the fencing item. I just think this really adds a nice industrial like touch to it, but also an abandoned touch too. I also feel like doing this item combination adds a lot more of a realistic effect because then you're hiding the gap in between each simple panel. Like that line in between each panel just drives me insane. So this kind of like softens it up and hides that imperfection, really just achieving the look that this is a concrete wall. So I highly recommend doing this item layering. It really just adds to the build itself and makes that city core structure appear more realistic. So once I finish decorating this little incline transition, then we're going to start on focusing on the left side building, and I'm going to definitely copy and paste a very similar structure to the first building that we did, but obviously we want to mix it up so it's not too repetitive. So I think we're going to do a diner neon sign maybe near the road, like on the first level. I'm also going to bring in some storefronts because then that introduces another texture into the building, but also the island in general, so not everything is super similar. I also really liked that it added another illuminated item because I'm trying to bring in tons of lanterns and lights throughout the island, so I think this was a great option to add into the build too. I also won't have the whole entire left side building finished in today's video because I don't know how I want to transition from it yet, so just keep that in mind that this will not be seen in today's video, but I will have it ready for us by next stream or if we decide to do another speed build. Anyways, after a few more details in the roadway, this is how everything turned out for today's video. Keep in mind that I am needing to hunt down some codes I used in today's build too, but once I find them, I will update the video's description. And of course, I also added a few more party light arches just to really capture the string light vibe that Stray has. As for the second level of the left side building, I copied the first building structure over there and then just threw in a couple of storefronts. I really wanted to keep this build very similar to each other and also kind of structured in a way, but I am planning to finish the other side of this building on my next video or live stream. I hope that today's video brought you some Animal Crossing inspiration. Let me know some fun ideas you hope to see on this island in the comment section below. Before today's video ends, I also want to give a huge thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me as a creator. Just your support in general means the world to me. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day.